Hello, hello. I was looking at the designs, and I had a few things I wanted to say. Most of it's not actually about the design, so I'm really sorry. Uh, most of what I had in mind was things like actually it was mostly things about a design system or having design systems. What I mean by that is, I was reading the refactoring UI book and rereading it actually, and I really think this point is a really good point, which is systemizing everything. In this case, he's talking more about, I guess, web design. But regardless, I think these are really, really good things to have, even when you're designing UI. And first, I'm gonna talk about colors and fonts. So, I wanted to use this small project as an example. I have on this right sidebar, I have local styles, and these are basically some of the things that make up the design system. I just made this as an example. This text style, I didn't really create a text style for these texts, but I have color styles in place now. So I have applied this secondary color style to these icons, these backgrounds, all these colors that you see are secondary color. These colors, they will have this applied on them. What I mean by applied is you select the piece of whatever, and on the field or any place you can apply a color, you go to that place and you click on those four dots, these dots, and it will show you the styles you have, the design system you have. So this is what I have selected right now. So why am I showing you this? It's because when you have this setup, it's really, 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 really easy to change your decision. Say the client doesn't like this color, or I despise this color. I can simply go to this right here and say I wanted a gradient, and I wanted the gradient to look something like this. Ooh, that's too bright. Okay, say I wanted the background to look something like this, and now it's just it's just a decision I made. I changed the color in one place, and all of the design is updated. Well, this is generally like there are very few number of screens in this in this design, but when you think in terms of a large number of screens like these, it makes sense to have this kind of system in place. So now imagine you decided that you're using this color pretty much everywhere, 826769, and it's applied individually to everything. Maybe it's copy pasted from here, the button might have been copy pasted from here, but generally when you're editing, for example, after you say you're done, we have this color everywhere, and it's basically the theme you're trying to follow. So imagine if you had that system in place here. If you had set up this this color as a style, or if you set up the design system, changing your color, changing your choices would be very, very, very easy, I think. So that's one, having a color style. This is one of the reasons I like Figma a lot. It lets you do things like this. I haven't tried Illustrator for a while, but I would assume they have something like this too. Okay, the other thing is text or fonts. So actually I don't have any text. I don't have text styles set for this yet, and so let's say we want this to be our paragraph. Can I call it? Let's call it body text 1. So I can go to these 4 dots, click them, create style, and I make this body text 1. I create the style. I'm going to make these guys body text 1 as well. Okay, so now down the line, at some point I don't really like anything about the font I'm using here. So let's say I made the decision to go to India serif, for example. I just needed to change it one place, and it propagates. I guess I'm repeating the same thing I'm saying about the colors, but it's really nice to have this kind of system set up in place so that you don't have to waste a lot of time just going to every single place and updating everything manually. I think this is a pretty good way of doing it. Okay, I think that was fonts and colors. The next thing is spacing. So spacing. This is another project I made a copy of. So here it's using a system for layout and spacing. So spacing, I think the really cool thing about having a spacing scale setup like this would be, I think of having a spacing scale as having a multiple choice given to me instead of a multiple choice question given to me instead of an open answer question given to me. When I'm given this, I'm forced to pick something out of this, and I don't have the luxury, I guess, of coming up with whatever I want. No, sometimes just some spacing doesn't feel right, so I might be tempted to go with 21.5 pixels or something, but when I have something like this set up, I know like I have to pick something, and I just go with either 20 or 24. Also the other cool thing about this is I think this gives us a lot of consistency across our design, just UI as a whole. When we're thinking about UI in a software kahuna way, if it's like a website or something that's user facing, if you look at most of the apps we use or most of the sites, the good looking sites we use, they generally have really good measured feel to them. Everything feels well spaced out. Everything feels the related components feel like they're grouped together, and it has a sense of consistency with regards to how things are aligned. We can just I'm gonna look at this as an example. You can look at this and just see the measured feel we have right here. You can look at how everything is lined up exactly right. You can look at how this and this look grouped together, like the space between these two items, and the spacing between these two items, the spacing here. It really is measured, and if I could select the whole thing, everything is working according to the scale we just saw, and that type of consistency, that every stuff is not just thrown out randomly. We are following that scale that we just saw earlier, and I think this brings a lot of consistency, and the items in our designs look like they belong together, like they were thought out. I feel like this is what kind of helps us get that feeling. So coming back to the designs, I think setting up a design system for the text and the colors would be a really good step, so that if you come back here and try to update your designs, maybe say you want to work on this thing, for example, set up a text style, set up a spacing scale, set up colors, and just refactoring these no pun intended, but refactoring እነዚህን elements would be much easier, I think. So I think that was mostly it. Yeah. Is there anything else? Nope. እንግዲህ በቃ smash that like subscribe buttons, and